What's up, guys? Welcome back. So this is going to be a little bit different of a Sunday morning model cars and coffee video because I'm not going to talk about model cars. I'm going to talk about a couple of my other hobbies. So with all the talk this week of other hobbies and how you manage your time and things of that nature, it got me thinking. There's a lot of people new to the channel here over the past year that may not know about my other hobbies. So I'm going to go into detail with two of them. But I do have more than, so I have, the model cars. I also, as you can tell, I collect Hot Wheels. Not much to that. If I'm at a store and I see them, if I see one I like, I grab it, I stick it on the wall. I don't collect specific ones. I don't go hunting for them. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. So then another hobby would be I collect G.I. Joe classified action figures and comic books. So again, not much to that. If a classified figure comes out that I really like, I buy it, I put it on the shelf. Comic books get delivered to my folder at the comic book shop. As they come in, I go down there, I buy them, I read them, I put them on the shelf. So, not very exciting. And of course, then there's D&D. But we've talked about that quite a bit. So, but two of the other hobbies that I have, two of the most expensive ones, other than model cars, is RC rock crawling. As you can see, if you watch the videos, there's RC crawlers up here. There's also, I've got one right here that I'm going to show you. And then we have the 1-to-1 scale Jeep that we off-road with. So we're going to talk about those two today, and I'm going to try and keep it as short and sweet as I can. So these other hobbies, the RC rock crawling and the actual four-wheeling in the Jeep, they've kind of slowed down for me this summer. I have only had the RC crawler out. We have a big course. It goes it loops the entire perimeter of the property. It is when we bought the property lines are stone walls basically, and in New Hampshire it's illegal to disturb a stone wall. You can't move it, you can't take it down, you can't. Doesn't say nothing about using your RC crawlers on them though. So that's what Ryan and I kind of modified the wall a little bit and made it a little more exciting to get the RC on and crawl. There's some bridges, there's some big gaps, there's trees that were down just behind the wall that you go under and over, and it's a really good time to circle the entire property. It takes about an hour because you fall off the thing a lot. At least I do, right? Truck's tipping over. Anyway. And then, of course, the 1-to-1 Jeep. We've only been out in that once this year. And the main reason for that is because model cars, actually, the hobby itself, for me, over the past few months, has exploded. I went from having a really, in my opinion, successful YouTube channel, thanks to you guys. I would build my models and I'd show them, and I'd go to the club meeting once a month, and that was about it. But now, I'm a co-host on a podcast. I've guest hosted on other podcasts. I've been interviewed by some, amazing folks, Mike and Jason. Stuff like that has kind of taken over my time and my concentration. And I've joined an online club, the Coast to Coast Model Car Club. It just got busy. So these two hobbies have kind of fallen by the wayside. But I'm gonna show you the RC truck, and then we'll go outside and I'll walk around the Jeep and I'll explain that to you as well, so you can get kind of an idea of what goes on with these. I would like to do a short video. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna have to actually nail down Heather to have her record me while I'm using the RC crawler on the course, because it's impossible for me to film. I've tried, believe it or not. I've tried to film and use it, and it doesn't work. So maybe we'll get her to, you know, record me a little bit using the truck, and I can show you guys what that's all about. But for now, let's look at the truck. So this is my go-to. This is the one I use the most. So this is an Axial Trail Honcho 2, 1/10 scale, full-wheel drive RC rock crawler. It has, the body is loosely modeled after a second-generation Toyota Tacoma. You know, just got the flatbed on the back. You know, this. I've added my own stickers to it here or there. You know, we got the Ron John Surf Shop, and of course the American flag and the GDI. That's my one-to-one group of guys. You'll see that on the big Jeep too. But so what have I changed with this? So I have, first thing I did was I added new wheels and tires. These are actual multi-piece beadlock wheels, and these are Super Swamper tires. And these wheels are all missing a lug nut. And that one's not either. They are missing beadlock. These things, what you do is when you crawl and these loosen up and they back out and fall out, you gotta like go along and recheck them. But I changed the shocks on this. I've got 2 or 3 different pairs of shocks for this. We added skid plates there. And on the front, we've changed all of the suspension arms. These were plastic. These are now adjustable metal ones. So that's a little bit tougher. We upgraded the steering servo, added these rock bash guards on both sides, real metal. That's kind of about it for this. This thing's a lot of fun, and this thing takes some abuse. It's been on its roof multiple times. Like you can tell, it's all scratched up. But anyways, we have fun with this thing. A lot of fun. And then we've got the other ones up there. The silver one is more Ryan's, and it's broken. Should be no surprise. And then this is just basically a stock, another Axial, and it's just, I like this one. This one's my favorite. So, okay, so if you guys hold on, we're gonna go outside and we'll walk around the big Jeep. All right, guys, here we are outside. It happened so quick you didn't even realize it. Anyway, so this is my 1988 Jeep Wrangler. This is primarily used for going off-road. Although, like I said, we're slowing down on that a lot. So we might use it to go get some ice creams or something. But it's not exactly comfortable to drive. I mean, I could drive it back and forth to work. Heather will take it to work. But as you can imagine, the gas mileage is awful. The ride is awful. But anyway, enough about that. So, again, 1988 Jeep Wrangler has a 96 Jeep straight 6 engine in it that's upgraded. We have these 35 12.5 Mickey Thompson off-road tires. These things are beastly. And I was talking to a friend of mine last week, and he was like, wow, really? Yeah, that runs at 12 PSI. I run that at 12 pounds of air pressure all the time. That's how thick those tires are. So, then you got the inside is, you know, we got this little gauge up here that tells us when we're going to flip over. So that's pretty neat. Some weatherproof seats. These things are waterproof, mudproof, all that kind of stuff. We carry a full-size spare tire with us. No back seat in this one. These bash guards, just like on the RC truck. Same thing. Nice sturdy metal. You can drag them across rocks and all that kind of stuff. This is that's a high lift jack, because if I get a flat tire with one of these things, there's no way a regular jack is lifting this thing up. These, a lot of people ask what these are for. Those are limb risers, so when you're in the woods, tree branches can come up over here and come up, and instead of dragging across the hood, hitting the windshield and falling and then slapping you in the face, these things push the branches up over so that they don't come inside. Works 94% of the time. So, front suspension. So we've got, that is a Dana 30 high pinion axle. So that's a swap too. The Jeep actually had a low pinion axle. So basically the difference is pretty simple. It's the low pinion, your pinion, which is where the drive shaft goes in, is on the bottom side of the housing. So when you switch to a high pinion like this, it moves it to the top and it gets that drive shaft up off the rocks when you're like dragging across stuff. Then that has, regular Jeeps have a two-piece axle system with for the four-wheel drive engagement. We got rid of those, put one-piece chrome ollie axle shafts in it. So now so basically the entire way you engage four-wheel drive has been changed. Bilstein shocks. These are Rubicon Express off-road leaf springs with revolver shackles. This is a 4.5-inch lift spring. These are an 1.5-inch revolver shackle. These are designed to be very flexy off-road. You've got an armored differential cover. That's so you can smack it off the stuff and it don't break. We have 9,500 pound winch with synthetic line. Much lighter and safer than the old steel cable that used to be in these winches. It doesn't snap back. Basically, if this snaps, it just kind of falls to the ground. Also, you don't get metal slivers when you're winching it in and out with the old steel cable. Plus, obviously, it's much lighter. Those are the only off-road lights we've got on this thing. And then the high-rise fender flares, that gives us a little more wheel clearance. And these pop off and on pretty easily. We did one of our trips last summer, we actually popped one right off. There's the other side. So this has this used to be a standard 5-speed transmission. As you can see, the clutch pedal is still there. I have not taken that out, only because the clutch and the brake pedal are linked together, one piece, and you can't really take that clutch pedal arm off and be able to have the brake pedal. And an automatic brake pedal assembly for this Jeep is like gold, hen's teeth. You can't find them. So there it is. Clutch pedal just kind of swings. It is what it is. We get the CB radio. This has got, like I said, used to be a 5-speed, now it's an automatic. It's got a Chrysler Torque Flight 999 automatic transmission with an armored transmission pan, shift kit, all that stuff, heavy duty clutches, good for off-road, B&M ratchet shifter. This is my 4-wheel drive shifter. This is cable actuated now. So instead of having the factory Jeeps had, it was vacuum. Well, it was like metal linkage with a vacuum cylinder. That's all gone. This is cable actuated, foolproof. Literally cannot fail. So got that there. Let's see. I don't know if you're going to be able to see much underneath the back, but we'll get down and we'll see. Here we got. That is a mid-70s Jeep CJ tailgate. I put that on there. It used to swing out. This one folds down like a truck tailgate does. You get the armored corners so you can back into things and whatnot. Let's see. Let me get down, see if I can get down here. Okay, so that has a Ford 8.8-inch axle with all chromoly shafts. It's a 31 spline axle, very heavy duty. It has a what they call a lunchbox locker in it, which means it's non-selectable. It does, however, ratchet. So if you're lucky enough for it to disengage around corners, because that's what it's supposed to do, it has like a ratcheting effect. This one almost never does. So usually one tire is kind of squawking when you go around a corner. But and again, an armored differential cover in case you smack into something. This is where the gas tank is. That's a Genrite skid plate, armored skid plate for the gas tank, because we actually were off-road once and landed on a rock and crushed the skid plate and cracked the gas tank. So that's how we changed that, got a new tank and switched to that. And this thing has been sitting on a rock with both back wheels off the ground, resting on that skid plate, and not literally, I don't know if you can see it, no damage, so that's good. And that is basically it. Yeah, so okay, so this is also where we got the channel name. A lot of people ask. So this is the Big Blue Ox. That's where the channel name came from, folks. And there you have it. So let me flip this around and we'll say goodbye. All right, so there it is. It's kind of a different Sunday model cars and coffee. Didn't talk at all about a model car. Well, we'll get back to the normal routine next week. I just figured it would be cool to show you guys some of my other stuff, some of the other hobbies, two of the most expensive ones. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. As always, go to everything linked in the description of the video and check them out. They would appreciate it, and I would appreciate it. And until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye.